Welcome back to Lorna Páirce here on WLR, with thanks to PwC Waterford. Well, 9-time All-Ireland winner with Kilkenny, Tommy Walsh, was also in Waterford Castle on Tuesday, and he feels that the Daisha players have bought into Liam Cahill's setup this season.
Yeah, sure, Liam is trying to put his own stamp on it. He has the success from the under-20 and the under-21 with Tipperary. He's probably around a long time, even though he's a relatively young man in regards management. So he's great pedigree, he won minor with Tipperary as well. So when you have a manager coming with success, it kind of gives you belief straight away. And the lads seem to be drumming in behind him there this year. It seemed to be kind of hard to beat even last Sunday when they were down to 13 men. They were still thereabouts and nearly snuck it at the end. So I think he laid down his marker by picking a new panel this year, and he kind of set out a stall that, listen, you're in it or you're not, and the players definitely seem to be rolling in behind him.
If any new players stood out for you so far, I suppose every manager's looking for one or two to add to their squad ahead of the Munster Championship.
Yeah, well, I think to win All Ireland's, when you have kind of special forwards, really, it gives you a great chance. And watch young Eddie Hutchinson there back from across the waters there with Ballygunner all winter, and he's definitely a great lad to have involved because give him half a chance, he'll score. And I know it might take him a little bit of time, but that's what he needs. Give him a bit of time, and I guarantee you that he will come good when they need him most. So yeah, really excited to see him come along, and all the guys, Prunty and the boys, they're around a couple of years now, but they're only going to get better and better. Yeah,
do you like the cut of Prunty's? GB seems to have really slotted into that full back role and was really putting it up to Seamus Callan the last day.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him since he began. He's tough, he's fast, he's strong, and in this day and age you have to be able to play anywhere as well, and he seems to be able to do that. So you can't beat enthusiasm and youth. And Watford a couple of years ago we thought came with a young team, and that would be the team that would be around for quite a while. But we've seen, last week and the week before, they've made huge changes from probably the first team that came out with Derek McGrath, or even the team that played in the All-Ireland 0-17. So plenty of young players coming through in Watford, which is exciting.
Do you think a long run in the league could benefit Watford, get confidence up after two pretty punishing summers? I know you were down in Welsh Park last summer, Tommy, to see him go down in those big Munster Championship games.
Yeah, not really, because last year they got to the league final, and they've shown they can win matches. There's no problem winning matches, but what they need, I think, is just kind of like a light switch. You can't turn it on and off. Like you kind of build it up from the start of the year. So what they need is just a work ethic and enthusiasm. Like last year I felt, and the year before I felt just their confidence was drained. They weren't playing with any energy, and they weren't playing with a team that could really go on and look, a team that looked like they were excited to be out there, and that's what I'd be hoping from Watford this year. So I think it's more for Liam Cahill's stamp to be put on the team and continue that through. Players will always come in and out of form, but if the team and the panel is playing with enthusiasm, playing with a great work ethic, well, then anything can happen. So I think that's what they need to see for the rest of the league, whether that's one match or a couple of matches, and then I think the time to start winning matches is the Munster Championship.
What are the expectations around Kilkenny this year, Tommy, about what this team can do in 2020?
Yeah, well, the expectations are relatively low, I think, because we can see the standard around the country. There's probably never as many teams had the possibility of winning an All-Ireland. There's no standout team. Like, the Limericks and Tipperaries are probably, a little bit ahead of everyone else, but not too far ahead. And I think anyone coming in behind, if you can come in with a rich vein of form come July, anything can happen. So Kilkenny, we've young players. We saw it last week. They played Laois. That I think probably Páirce and Wally were probably the only lads nearly that started last year's All-Ireland final. So they've great young players coming. They've lads to come back. So no, it's an exciting time, and we have good forwards.
Are Limerick still the team to beat? A bit of hunger from last year, and they seem to have the strongest squad at the moment, Tommy.
Yeah, well, I thought Limerick had great hunger since the year they won the All-Ireland. I thought last year they were beaten alright in the All-Ireland semi-final, but I thought they were a credit to Limerick, they're a credit to their management team. They remind me of, the work ethic and the way they're looking after themselves as regards hunger. They remind me of the Dublins and the Kilkennys. Every game they go out was like an All-Ireland final, so they are the top team in the country at the moment, and they seem to be picking new players every day they go out. So I'd say it'll be interesting to see how they settle down their team.
Of all the honours you won, Tommy, with Kilkenny over the years, did that All-Ireland club medal mean the most. You're kind of leaping around like a young fella after that match.
Yeah, sure. Your last one is always the best one, and it was great to do it there a couple of weeks ago. And now the great thing is it's a new year and you look forward, so it doesn't last long. You get the enjoyment out of it. You're trying to enjoy it for a couple of weeks, but slowly but surely it goes. Next challenge, so I've championship against Mullavat now in a couple of weeks' time, 3 or 4 weeks' time, April the 4th, so that's the big goal now.
You're hardly back training already, are you?
We're back doing we are, because I think we're behind everyone else at the moment. A lot of them are back since January, so yeah, we're back now, and a couple of hard weeks ahead of us.
Yeah, but to do it with the club, it's extra special.
Well, you see, the supporters are kind of your best friends. When you win it with the county, like, you're very close to the players around you, and you're very close to the management and the whole setup. But when you win it with the club, the kind of supporters are as close to you as the management. They're nearly in the inner circle, and so yeah, it was enjoyable. Listen, we lost so much. Like, that was our first championship to win since 1994. So as a parish and as a community, we suffered on the big day in county semi-finals and quarter-finals and finals and relegation finals, so it was nice to finally finish a year with a win.
Yeah, will your brother Shane ever have to put his hand in his pocket again after getting that winning score?
No, he hasn't put his hand in his pocket for a couple of weeks anyway, so he'll have to start doing it soon enough. But no, he's in the Kilkenny panel now, so he won't need to do it for a while, because he won't be drinking or celebrating anytime soon.
Yeah. Is that his first call up into the Kilkenny senior squad?
Yeah, first call up, and very exciting for him because he's so committed. So he's buying into the whole setup with the gym and with the diet and the nutrition and the training itself. So yeah, it's exciting for the family to see him in there.
We love Waterford. We are WLO.
Well, I also caught up with another Kilkenny legend, Eddie Keher, at the launch of the All Ireland GAA Golf Challenge in Waterford Castle, and he was glad that the Black Card in hurling was defeated at Congress last weekend.
I was absolutely thrilled. I think we have enough cards, too many in hurling. I think it's a different game that's sort of lumped in with Gaelic football, which is great in its own right, but it's a different game, and I don't think cards are a necessity at all. It's a free is a free, and if you foul, it's a score against you. If you foul someone, it's a score against you from a free, and that's the penalty. I think players should be treated with a bit more respect.
You were talking inside about the numbers of backroom staff that are allowed on the pitch nowadays. Eddie, do you think that's something that should be clamped down on?
I think so. I as I said inside, I was at a match in Nolan Park last year, and there was a stoppage for, I think, an injury, and I saw 20 fellas on the field between ball carriers, water carriers, physios, Mayor Furners. It looked a total chaos, and I think no one should be allowed on the field, including physios and doctors, unless called in by the referee. That's the thing. And stop this running in every time a fella goes down to tie his bootlaces. Almost, yeah.
Well, thanks to all my guests on this edition of Lauren Páirce, and to you for listening. A reminder that Limerick versus Waterford will be our Skoda big match on Saturday here in WLR. Join Kieran O'Connor and Fergal Hartley from 5:15. Until next time, slán go fóin.